match. We won 2-1 against Sheffield United. Dani Ceballos, last minute, what was it? 91st minute goal, and probably the best goal he scored for Arsenal so far in his Arsenal career. We started off by Pepe getting on the score sheet after Lacazette got fouled in the box. Pepe got a penalty, and it was a quite clean penalty. No problem there. And then Dani Ceballos, last minute after McGoldrick scored. Of course, McGoldrick was going to score. Worst player on the pitch, does a Cruyff turn, and the ball goes out of bounds. Then somehow off a throw-in they score. Then last minute, Dani Ceballos in extra time. This is why we love football. Even though it will give you a heartache sometime and heart attack, this is why we love it. And guys, I got a great show for you today. We got the boy Melvin and African Gooner. So what's up, guys?
No. Well, you said we won today, kid, but we're on a roll, mate. We've won 2 in a row. It's not just we're getting used to this now, this winning lark. I can't really take it. And also, you said that's Ceballos' best goal for the Arsenal. I think he's only scored 2. Try, is that right, isn't it? And one more thing, that's probably the 4th time that Ceballos has crossed the halfway line playing for us. I'm joking. Man. Joking, sorry.
Yeah, man. Some people call him a spinner. He just goes around and around and around. But today he went forward. And I think Pepe got an assist for that. Did Pepe get an assist for that? Am I mistaken?
Maybe on a technicality, but it really wasn't an assist.
It wasn't an assist because he lost the ball. I think the defender got the assist. He got his toe in, didn't he?
No, they didn't give it to him as an assist. Anyways.
No, why should they? I was about the same assist as him today on that goal.
Okay, so before we dissect the game, just give me a quick synopsis. What did you guys think, each of you? Melvin, you go first. What was a quick synopsis of what you thought of the game?
The game was a typical game when we play a team that wants to kick us off the park, who can't beat us purely on football, and we managed to handle it okay. We just about managed to handle it okay. And so I was very pleased about that. Didn't get many chances, weren't good enough, didn't make enough openings. I thought we were lacking in certain positions. But I'll talk to you later about the players that I thought played very well and the players that I thought were the typical under-par players. We'll get into that later.
Okay. African Gooner, what's your quick synopsis of the game?
Yeah, firstly, thanks for having me back on the podcast. It's great to be here, especially after a victory. I don't want to say a great victory because, as usual, with this team, I mean, we'll get into it. But I mean, I was about to be in tears. It really felt like from 1-0, having 5 minutes to go, they were going to tie up and then kind of, score that second goal as usual. And we were going to be there sitting in tears, crying about all the missed chances. But I mean, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. As Melvin said, 2 wins on the bounce. I mean, we can't complain. We shouldn't get too used to this winning feeling because we have some tough games coming up. I think Norwich is definitely going to be a winnable game for us, but I think thereafter it's going to be really, really hard for us. So we definitely need to get that win against Norwich to give us confidence going into that 4 games against, I guess, our rivals for the European spots. As Melvin said, I think there were a lot of good players and bad players. I think obviously Tyranny was man of the match. It was good to see Saka again. Where was Ozil? I mean, clearly, Arsenal saying that he has a back problem. Come on. I mean, why do they keep lying to us? I mean, we're diehard fans. We know what's going on. Why are they lying to us? There's clearly something happening behind the scenes. He's being forced out of the club. Something that I don't mind, obviously, because I don't think that he brings much to the team. But yeah, at the end of the day, whether Arsenal lose or win, it's always a roller coaster with them. So I'm glad this one was a positive one for us.
Okay. So yeah, talking about Ozil, yeah, we're gonna get into Ozil, but let's try to talk about the performance. First question: was it a good performance by the team, or was it more of just a good result? We won the game.
I think it's more of a good result. Sorry, I thought it was a bit of a good result. So, good result more than a good performance. I thought we had our backs to the wall for too long in this game. We came out second half. I think for 20 minutes, we didn't actually cross the halfway line. And we just couldn't clear the ball. It was like horrible. It was really just waiting for them to get the equaliser. I'm surprised it took so long. But
okay, African Gooner?
Yeah, from my point of view, I think it was a good performance and a good result. To be honest, probably one of the better performances since we've come back from lockdown and even potentially before lockdown. I mean, yes, we were undefeated before lockdown, but we weren't really scoring goals apart from that game at Everton. So I think for me, defensively, we look much, much better. I think Mustafi was terrible tonight. I mean, this guy is literally Bambi on ice. I mean, he can't do long balls. He just gives me a nightmare every time he gets the ball. Really, he's just not good enough. But I mean, at the end of the day, the whole team was solid defensively. I know we obviously conceded at the end, but let's remember that Sheffield United is a very physical team, right? And they were going to bully us. And I think that we were doing really well to get behind the ball. And I think, I'm seeing Pepe as a brand new player under Arteta. These last 2-3 games, I mean, this is kind of the Pepe that we want to see, taking on players, beating players, being one-on-one with the fullback, and obviously being on the score sheet, right? I mean, you can't really, you put that stat there. I mean, considering that also we have to remember he hasn't even played, half this season. I mean, remember in the beginning of the season under Emery, he wasn't even getting into the team. So the fact that he's been able to obviously have 16 involvements in goals just shows that he has the quality if we have the right system and we have the right players. And I do want to mention Ainsley Maitland-Niles. He wasn't my favorite player, but he's been putting in performances. I think today he was great. He gave Pepe that support that he needed, and he's much more he has much more all-round game than Bellerin. I mean, his running is better than Bellerin, and he's not even as quick as Bellerin. So it just shows you don't have to be a quick player to have any output. You just need to be a smart player. And Ainsley Maitland-Niles played very smartly today. There was one time when he sprinted all the way back and he made a great
We're gonna get into each player in a bit. Let's just get back to the premise of the show. First, I'm gonna just big up to some guys in the comments. We got Mr. Bongo. Big up to you. Subscribe if you hate Tottenham. Subscribe if you hate Tottenham. He already knows. We got CJ Jackson. Best performance since Project Restart. Yes. Paul Myers, great goal. Finish from Dani Ceballos. Wembley. Murat says. Rafi, he's saying 2-2 undefeated. I say 2-2 undefeated, playing the football the Arsenal way. I think we're getting carried away a little bit, guys. Anyways, guys, we got Sebi. Wolves is going to be a good thing. I'm going to get into the comments in a section. Hi, everybody. There's a bunch of guys. Sorry, we can't get to every comment. Sean is in the house. What up, Sean? Talking sense, buddies. Yes. Okay, so let's get into the game. So Aubameyang's penalty that he got, not Aubameyang, Lacazette, the penalty that Lacazette won. Do you think that was a weak penalty, or do you think that was a deserved penalty before we get to Pepe's finish?
I think it was a stupid penalty to give away. If one of the Arsenal defenders gave that away, you got to say it was a penalty, but stupid. And if you do that, you can't have any excuses. Just accept it. Normally, we'd give away a penalty like that. I'm surprised they did. No, it was a penalty. I know McManaman was on the box. I mean, he would have given a penalty the other end for that foul, I reckon. He's so anti-Arsenal. He would have actually said, pick up the ball, take it to the other end of the field. No, Sheffield United, you have that penalty. No, it was a penalty. It was a foul inside the box. It's a weak penalty to give away. I mean, you can't blame Lacazette. He got kicked from behind. I mean, that's the only thing that happened to him, I think, wasn't it? He got kicked from behind. That's all he seemed to do on the pitch all day, but we'll come to him later.
Yeah, it was definitely a weak penalty. Arteta isn't the one to take the team forward. Arsenal are signing the wrong type of players either way. Money is correct. Luck of bad squad. Unlucky. What? This lucky bag squad. Honestly, assembled. I think it's still too early to get on Arteta's case. Mr. Bongo, we imagine if we win our 14th FA Cup. Wow. Yeah, that could be possible. Before I get to the next comment, African Gunner, the penalty. Was it a penalty for you?
So as Melvin said, definitely a weak penalty. Definitely a penalty you'd be expecting Xhaka, Mustafi, or David Luiz to be giving away. But don't take away Lacazette's play. As a striker, that's phenomenal play. He was looking for that penalty. And you know what? I mean, I don't really care. I'll take that any day, right? Whether it was a small touch or anything. I mean, it's a penalty is a penalty. We're in the dumps. We need goals. We haven't really been able to score from open play since coming back from lockdown, apart from that Ceballos goal. So yeah, penalty all day long. And I mean, happy days for us.
Yeah. Now, talking about the center backs and our center backs being terrible, Do you think playing a back three kind of gave our center backs more solidity? And to be honest, David Luiz did get injured and he did come off and Rob Holding did come on. But to me, the center backs didn't have too many issues today. I think playing a back three might be the way going forward until we get better center backs. Melvin, I'll let you go first.
It's all right playing with three centre backs, but we started off with three centre backs that were and none of them could really command the area in the air. They were winning everything in the air, Sheffield United. And it only when Holding came on, and he's probably not up to the level he should be, for whatever reason, Holding, at least he was winning things in the air. So Mustafi's a centre-half that can't jump. Not a great thing to have for a centre-half. You've got, who else played centre-half? Kolasinac, who should not be in the back four or back five or back three or back anything, because all he does is pass back. He shouldn't be in any other type of back for the Arsenal, as far as I'm concerned. He's not a defender. He's not aware enough. He's not quick enough on the mind. He hasn't got a clue what's going around him. End of. And who's the other one we had? We had Luiz. He did his job. He did win a couple of headers in the air, but they were what I would describe as an easy header to win in the air. The ones that really need to be won when they're crossing for pass, he wasn't around. So I don't know whether we play a back three, a back four, whatever we play. It all depends what players you got playing there, not necessarily the formula.
Okay, I'm going to jump in on this. I honestly think Arteta is going for the back three and he put Said Kolasinac in there because he thought he wanted a person who is left-footed to be on that left-handed side, and it was either him or Tyranny were going to be on that side. And it made sense that Tyranny was up forward more because we've seen today with his crosses, Tyranny has a better ball delivery than any left back we've had in a while. But even Monreal can't do that. Let's be honest. Monreal was a good defender, but he couldn't deliver the ball like that. So I think it was a good decision and it made sense. And the fact that it worked, he deserves credit because it did work on the right-hand side as much as the left. It brought some balance to our squad. And the fact that Aubameyang wasn't starting and we still won the game, I can only take positives from this. But we got some comments here. I'm just going to read it out before I get to African Gooner. Arteta needs to buy Premier League proven players. We've been talking about this for a long time. I don't see any improvements whatsoever since Arteta has taken over. I think that is kind of harsh to say. This guy says the lineup was shit. So I don't know what you're talking about. Boring shit performance. Mustafi is a twat. Ainsley Maitland-Niles shit. This fucking squad is shit. If any other one wants this performance, fuck off. What? Come on, bro. You're harsh.
Trolling.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no, from my point of view, I mean, like, I see the frustration. At the end of the day, guys, we can't be complaining. I mean, we won. Like, I don't really care if it's boring or not. I just want the W at the moment because that's the situation that we're in. We need to get the points. We need to get the wins. Obviously, tonight was FA Cup. Being the FA Cup kings, we've won 13 out of our 15 last quarterfinal matches. So we had to just, continue the trend and win another match. For me, David Luiz, I can't believe we've given him a 1-year extension. I think that is just absolutely disgusting. But, again, we don't have the money to spend. So maybe, him and Saliba might form up a good partnership next season. I was kind of happy, to be honest, when he came off because him, Mustafi, and Martinez, they were fucking around with the ball too much. Sorry for my vocabulary, but like, dude, those guys were just messing around, honestly. And how many times have we been doing that? And then we get caught, and then it's a free goal, right? So I mean, yeah, they were scaring me. And yeah, as I said, Mustafi, he tries these long balls, he never gets it off. He just doesn't have a real football brain for me. But at the end of the day, as much as I'm criticizing, I'm happy with the win. So yes, they're not good enough. We know they're not good enough. So there's not much point to complain about them. We already know we need better center backs. I think Kieran Tierney is definitely going to be the left back of the century for Arsenal, for me at least. I think he has so much quality. And Kolasinac, I mean, giving away fouls as usual, silly fouls, just like I guess thinking he's in a cage fight, knocking people over. I mean, that's really all he brings to the team is his physicality. Apart from that, like Melvin said, he's always going backwards. But again, we won, so nothing much I can say.
All I would add to that, you spoke about Luiz. A couple of things about the extension he was given. The only extension he should have been given was a hair extension, as far as I'm concerned. And also Fitz. So I'd like to say hello to Fitz again. Oh, mate, he's saying about Louise actually was better. He played better when he got taken off. I'm have to agree with that.
Okay, the FA Cup, man. It's Arsenal's cup, man. It's literally called the Emirates, named after our shirt sponsor. So I don't know. I think we could possibly win it. But before we get into that, I wanted to get onto this comment. This comment, you're spot on. And I haven't seen you before. So if you're not subscribed, guys, please hit that like button. If you have time right now, just hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And hit that notification bell so you get notified when we go live for new videos. We have had so many non-calls made against us this season. It's good to see calls go our way, basically, this person said. So I agree. It's good to see that the referee was in our favor today, because we got 2 goals disallowed.
Reasonably fair. I wouldn't have said in our favour. Where was it in our favour? Not giving an offside goal? That's not in our favour. That's what you should do.
Yeah, true.
Where was he in our favour?
Referee had a good game. 2 goals disallowed. They were properly disallowed.
In our favour. I don't think he even did have a good game. I thought he missed a lot.
Terrible.
When our defender got pushed off the side, was it Kolasinac?
Yeah.
He didn't give a foul. The guy's a clown. Well, you know, that's how if you had a brain, the referee would realise that's how a lot of injuries come that way. Really look at our goalkeeper a couple of games ago. Now the referee had a poor game, but he was bad for both teams, so I'll settle for that.
Agreed.
Mr. Bongo says he's jealous of David Luiz's hair. Kolasinac was at fault for the equalizer.
I'm jealous.
Fitz says David Luiz improved when he went off. Yeah, you're right. Cedric and Tyranny joining this team. Fit ASAP cannot handle the games 3 days a week. Yeah, you're right. We're gonna get into that. VAR helped us today. VAR did not help us. The referee should have seen that both goals were offside, or were both offside. Yeah, they both were offside. So yeah, the referee should have just seen that they were both offside. African Gunner, you wanted to jump in before I cut you off?
Yeah. No stress. I was just going to say in regards to what Balvin said and what you said, yeah, 100%. He was a terrible ref today. He was terrible for both teams, but I do agree. I mean, at least we got the penalty. At least it was given. One thing I wanted to mention is since the restart, I feel like VAR hasn't been being used as much as it was. And that maybe brings up a question of how much the fans actually play into VAR being actually used in games, which shouldn't be the case. It should be a standard. Yeah, I feel like, it hasn't been used as much as it should. There's so many occasions when there's fouls where they should just look at it for 5 seconds and then tell the ref if it was a foul or not, or whatever the case is, right? And I don't understand why they're not using it much more than they are currently. And in terms of the offside goals, I mean, listen, yeah, we're saying, like VAR is supposed to do its job, but don't forget in that first Premier League match, I don't remember who it was, that the ball crossed over the line, right? And the goal line technology didn't work. So thank God that these offsides were called, because I mean, yeah, if one of them were not called, I think would have turned the game. But yeah, poor refereeing again.
Yeah. So we're going to get into the game stats. Just before we do, I'm going to read a couple more comments. Sebi says David Luiz has extended his contract to stay as our mascot since Gunnosaurus has been furloughed. What do you call it? I think Mr. Bungo said talking about Arteta's hair. Oh, okay.
He's not hair. That's painted on. That's painted on. It's not hair.
No, that's Lego. That's Lego hair, right? The fucking linesman needs to stop putting their flags up. It's gonna go to VAR anyways. Oh, true. Okay. Arteta played 8 defensive midfielders against Sheffield United. Shocking mentality as a manager. What are you talking about? I'm just gonna stop there. Now, before we go any further, I'm just gonna get the stats up from the game. What did you guys think about?
Fitz. Look for that.
Say that again.
I'm gonna say hello to Fitz.
Fitz, if you want to come on, I'll send you the link. Let me know. Send me a message on Twitter. Okay, so if you guys can see, Arsenal had 10 shots. They had 12. We had what the hell's going on here? 7 set pieces. They had 2 open play. I'm confused.
How many shots on target? I can't see.
2 goals. It doesn't say shots on target. What kind of thing is this? This website's bookie, bro. I gotta get off it.
Yeah,
this website was weird. That website was weird. It wasn't giving me the proper stats. We gotta go old school stats, not advanced stats. Like
the most important stat is we won.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so
don't worry about the other stats.
They had 12 shots. We had 9. We had they had 4 shots on target. We had 3, and we had 40. They had 46% possession. We had 54% possession. They fouled us 7 times. We fouled them 14 times. They had 2 yellow cards. We had no yellow cards, no red cards. Offside, both had 2 offsides, and they had 6 corners. We had 4 corners. But the biggest thing was we won the game.
Exactly.
Okay, let's get back into the lineup. Do you think he went back 3 because they had a back 3?
Yes, I think so.
Really?
I think he was matching up. He was just matching up. But I mean, yes, David Luiz plays better in a 3, but honestly, I think he realized that they were more physical than us, and he just matched up and tried to bunch up or cut off the passing lanes and just bunch up, I guess, our half of the field. I mean, think about it. Kolasinac, Tyranny, David Luiz, Mustafi, Ainsley Maitland. That's like 5 basically, defenders. And then Xhaka.
True. Okay, we're gonna do our player ratings. We're gonna do our player ratings. But you guys know me. I am always kind of deluded when it comes to player ratings. So I'm gonna defer to you guys for the player ratings, and I'll tell you guys my rating. I'll tell you my ratings after you guys go. So Melvin, we're gonna start with the goalkeeper. What was your rating for the goalkeeper?
7 out of 10. He made 1 or 2 decent saves, and his distribution was terrific.
Okay, I think he might find it hard. Leno might find it hard to come back in if Martinez keeps it up the way he is.
Hopefully we'll have that problem. I don't think we will, but hopefully have that problem.
What about yourself, African Gooner? What do you give Martinez?
Yeah, I think he had a really good first half performance. I mean, to be honest, Melvin, did he really have that much to do? He didn't really have to make that many saves. Or really, yeah,
his stuff to his bench was important.
For sure, one good save in the entire game. For me, the only reason I'm giving him a 6 and I'm moving down by 1 rank is because, like, in the last 20 minutes, he was making too many iffy passes for me. I mean, right, Granit Xhaka's there. Literally, there's a defender right behind Granit Xhaka, and he's passing it to him like 1 meter away. That's not okay for me. So, but yeah, he has better distribution than Leno, but he needs to be a bit better with his decision making, when to go long and when to go short. But yeah, overall, I'm happy with him.
Okay, guys are giving me your ratings for Martinez, guys. Personally, I give Martinez a 7 also. I think he gets an 8 actually. I think he deserves an 8. I'm giving him an 8. I'm gonna be giving a little bit higher ratings because we won the game. Anyways, so yeah, Martinez gets an 8. Smash the like button, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. We got a bunch of you guys in here. If each one of you guys could just take a second to just like the video, it would really help us out to get more people to see the videos and more people to get more traction to the channel. And then, yeah, so I'm going to move on. Can we rate David Luiz? Did he play enough minutes, do you think?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, yeah. So let's rate David Luiz. I'll start with David Luiz. I'll give him a 5.
I'll give him a 6.
Yeah, I give him a 6 as well.
Okay. So David Luiz, guys, in the comment section, what do you give David Luiz in the comment section? Elaborate. Do you think he had a bad game?
No, but not a good game either. Kind of 50-50. Again, didn't do much. I mean, he shepherded the ball out of play a couple of times, which was good defending. I think he learned his lesson from obviously the Man City game, just booting it out sometimes, which him and Mustafi were doing, which I think has actually been coming from Arteta, communicating from in training, just saying, don't play it sometimes out of the back, just boot it and we'll reset as a team into a shape. So that's good to see.
Okay. Melvin, I'll let you answer Mustafi now. Mustafi, how do you think Mustafi performed? And then give me your rating.
How did he perform? Oh, my God. I'll tell you what upsets me about Mustafi. He can't head a ball. We can head a ball, sorry. But he can't get high enough to beat the tall players who've got better time than him in the air. He's not great positionally. And also, what he doesn't help, if he gets the ball, we can't attack. He's got to go sideways, backwards, any excuse to give it back. And he just slows our play down.
Skills is right.
He just about does enough on the pitch. I'm going to give him an average, which I think is a very average player, an average 5. He doesn't inspire me again today, I'm afraid.
Okay, 5. And then let me tell you what the people in the comments are giving him. They're giving him 3s, 5s, 6s, fours, all over the place. But there's Mr. Bungo. After you give him, we got a 4, we got a 5, we got 5s all around. Skills said something interesting. It's funny how we played 4 away games in a row, and it's pretty funny, right? Yeah. But that's the schedule. What can we do, right? Anyways, African Gooner, just give me a rating for Mustafi. I'll let you get on Said Kolasinac. 4? Okay. Yeah, I'm giving Mustafi and David Luiz both 5s. And then Said Kolasinac, I'm gonna give him my rating. Guys, Said Kolasinac, what is your ratings for Said Kolasinac? I personally, I'm giving Said a 6. And then African Gooner, I'll let you get into discussing Said Kolasinac's performance.
Yeah, I think for me, 5, bang average as usual. Can't really do much. I mean, what did he really bring to the team? I mean, apart from just being able to pass it backwards with a high completion success, which, you know, I remember Mertesacker and Koscielny used to have really high passing accuracy because they used to just pass it to each other like half the game. So yeah, it didn't really do much for me. But yeah, 5.
Okay, Melvin, just give me your rating for him.
All right, I'm going to be very generous and give him a 4. That's being very generous. All he did was give the goal away. Absolutely stupid goal away. His fault, 100%. No, not for me. 4.
It was Xhaka's fault before his fault. It was Xhaka's
I don't want to hear no Xhaka slander on this channel. Anyways, 4, 5, 3, 0. Some people are saying 0. Anyways, I just want to get onto this. Mr. Skills, we are going to talk about Dani Ceballos when it gets to Dani Ceballos, okay? But right now, we're going to leave this and shelf it until we get to Ceballos. What did I give him? Did I give him a 5 or a 6? I gave him a 5, right? Yeah, I gave him a 5. Okay, I'm keeping it at 5. Now, how do you want to do this? We're going to talk about Ainsley Maitland-Niles, or you want to finish the defense and just talk about holding, or leave substitutes for later?
Whatever you want to do. You call the shots. Go for it.
Okay, we'll just talk about the starters, and then we'll clump the substitutes at the end. Yeah. So Ainsley Maitland-Niles. To me, I'll talk about Ainsley Maitland-Niles. To me, Ainsley Maitland-Niles shows today why people get on Bellerin's back. He performed very good. He connected with Pepe. He brought more to the attack than what Bellerin has bring more to attack. And I feel like the shape of the back 3 helped Pepe and Ainsley Maitland-Niles connect. And I think Ainsley Maitland-Niles deserves the opportunity to get more of a run. And guys, give me your ratings on Ainsley Maitland-Niles. There's some 8s and 7s already, with Fitz and Rafi talking about 8s and 7s. And I'm personally giving Ainsley Maitland-Niles an 8. I think he deserves a good score. He was connecting with the play. He helped build the play a lot from that side. And defensively, he didn't put a foot wrong. So I'm giving Ainsley Maitland-Niles an 8. What do you guys think? I'll let Melvin go first.
I'm being a bit tough on him. I'm giving him a 7. He didn't have the perfect game. He played well. He played better wing back than, say, Bellerin might have done. I would still like, when he came on against Southampton, I thought he was decent as well. I would love to see him given a chance a bit further inside, move inside as our defensive guy, defensive midfielder at the moment, considering it we've got. And I think that it might be a better position for him though. There, he had a decent game. I think 7's about right. He played decent. Just because he played poor before he's improved, don't mean you should go overboard. He's got the ability. There's no doubt about it. He's got everything apart from perhaps it's a little bit lax. And once or twice a day, he did actually let that happen. But I think you said, African Gunner, that he chased back like seemed like 50 yards, 60 yards, made a terrific challenge. I thought that was really, really good. And we haven't seen that from an Arsenal footballer for some time. I think he deserves his place in the first 11. So I'm only giving him a.
Okay. I'm just going to discuss this quickly. Because of the pandemic, Ceballos has been with us for a long season. He really should be extended if possible. He has been extended until the end of the season, but he will definitely be going back to Spain. So, Sebi, that's definitely going to happen. Our recruitment has been good, David says. I don't know what he's thinking. David, you're a funny guy sometimes. Sebi again says Ainsley Maitland-Niles gets a 7. Somebody gave Maitland-Niles a 1. What?
This guy's trolling.
No, I think he means first. First, he means.
Oh, okay.
No, because later on he starts swearing and saying that he's shit.
Oh, I see. You're probably right.
Yeah, he does. He definitely does. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna move on.
Swearing today.
Gunnar, what is your rating for Enzima Nas?
Yeah, a 7. As I said again before, he wasn't my favorite player. He looks like a completely new player under Arteta. He looks like he has confidence, and I think Bellerin needs to be scared because this kid is bringing more to the team than he is. Enough said.
Boom. Okay, let's go over to the other wing, the left wing back, Kieran Tierney. Kieran Tierney, I'm gonna keep this picture up the whole entire time we talk about him because I want you guys to know who we're talking about. This guy today showed why he can be a future captain for this club. He was giving it to the referees, making sure the referees knew when they put it on us that we get those calls. Those kind of things are crucial for you to get those calls that you need down the stretch. Because if you're always in the ref's ear, these kind of guys at the end of the game are crucial. Because if they're in the ref's ear, the referee's going to see that and he's going to give him more respect. So I personally think this guy here, for me, was the man of the match, and he gets.
Hello?
Yeah, he cut off.
Oh, no.
Just before he got his rating.
Telephonic interruption, I hope. Nothing more than that. Anyway, we're getting the boys are putting the 8 out of 10.
Yeah, what do you guys give him? Just give him a quick synopsis. Give me a quick score synopsis. What do you give him?
You cut out there, kid. You know that.
Yeah, I know. Just
right.
Let's work with it.
You want us to give you what I thought of him?
Yeah.
I thought I'd give him 8 out of 10. He had a very good game. Probably may not have been man of the match, but he's definitely our best player. I thought he did the simple things, looked to get forward. And what I like about him is that when he goes down the left, he doesn't have to be by himself to cross it. If a defender's coming in, you think, oh, defender's going to block this. He manages to whip it past the defender, even under pressure, which we can't normally do as a football team. And not only that, he had his head up and he tries to get it for someone who's coming in the box. So I think, you know, obviously the only question mark about this person is he can play football. I like to see him a little bit more under pressure defensively to see how really good he is, and also obviously his fitness, because I think this guy could be terrific.
Yeah, he has a bright future, man. He has a bright future. And honestly, the Arsenal Football Club in general, we have a lot of young players, as Sebi says, the likes of Tierney, Saka, Martinelli, and Saliba, just to name a few. I could also name Willock, Eddie Nketiah. The academy, just stand up. We had anyway. 5 academy players.
You're gone.
African Gunner, what do you give him?
So, you know, as I think me and Melvin are on the same wavelength today, I also give him an 8. I think he's definitely been one of my favorite players since we signed him. I was super excited. One thing I want to mention is, you know, today when he came into the game, when all the players were walking in, Tierney actually had all his football gear in a plastic bag. And that just shows what type of a player he is. He's focused, committed. You know, he has his head down, and all he wants to do is really play to the best of his potential and prove that he's worth wearing the Arsenal badge. Like Melvin said, I think also in terms of defensively, I do want to see how he handles a bit more pressure. So far, he's been doing well, but he hasn't really been playing, I guess, against any of the top wingers apart from the Man City game. And I think he did pretty well in that game as well. The other thing is, I think, as Melvin said as well, the difference between him and Kolasinac is that Tierney will never go, most of the time he'll never go backwards. When he's cornered on that left flank, he actually has a short sprint and he pushes the ball and he beats his player to make a cross, which we don't actually see. Kolasinac and Monreal didn't have the pace to do that. So it's really good to see. And obviously his delivery, I mean, he has delicious delivery, right? In the last game against Southampton, he had that ball over the top to Aubameyang. So we know he has the quality. He definitely needs to be a starter moving forward. He can't be taken out of the starting 11 for me.
True. Somebody says Saka was bang average today. We'll get into Saka in a bit. One other. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Melvin Willock and I'm going to give Xhaka to African Gunner. So Now we're going to talk about Joe Willock. Melvin, what do you give Joe Willock?
I give him a 6. I thought he showed a lot of, like he normally does. He's got his energy. He can get into players. He can go past players. But his end result, I mean, he got 6 for everything of that. His end result, he gets 0 out of 10. You know, if he could actually deliver a ball, have an antenna to know when to give it and how to give it to someone, he'd have got 7 or 8 out of me. His final pass was very poor today, which is probably his downfall, really, because he's been like that for a little bit of time. But I thought 6 out of 10, just about.
I think he had that one touch where him and Lacazette were almost combined for a good opportunity in the box. It could have been a good goal, but he basically laid it off to Lacazette as a back heel, and Lacazette didn't read the pass, and it made it hard for them to even connect anymore, and the opportunity was gone. So 6 is a fair result. Now, African
Fitz as well. I'm Fitz. I agree with you, 6, definitely.
Yeah. And also Paul Merson said that. Paul Myers, I mean, a bunch of guys said 6. Now, let's get into Xhaka, African Gooner. You know I like Xhaka. And
yeah,
I don't try and influence him. He's got to make up his own mind. Is that right,
you know I like Xhaka.
You make up your own mind.
You know, after we win a game and we play 90 minutes and Xhaka wins the game, this is what ends up happening to me. So
you mustn't influence. Sorry, rule 3B, fourth line down, do not influence.
Okay,
all right. Yeah, so you know, Melvin, don't worry. Nothing in this world could ever influence me to say that Xhaka is a good player. Ever. You can pay me enough to admit that. To be honest, you know, Egal, I see why people like him, honestly. And yes, in the last 2 games, he's brought a bit of stability to our team. But that just shows how bad our midfield is, that we're depending on Xhaka to come and save the day. One thing I want to point out is that he got the captain's armband, which I wasn't really too happy with. But, you know, I'm just going to put that out there. I'm not going to say anything about it. I don't think it was the right thing. But, you know, he did get it. And that's something, you know, as a fan, it's just not appropriate for me. You could have given it to Martinez. You could have given it to anybody else. But the fact that you gave it to him, I think, yes, he is a leader, but he just doesn't deserve to wear it. For me, Egal, before Kolasinac actually made a mistake to the goal, Xhaka tried to dribble a guy in midfield like he always does, and he lost the ball, which ended up into the goal. So for me, I'd have to give him a 5. Yes, he brings solidity to our midfield. Yes, he didn't have an atrocious game, but for me, he didn't have a good game either. He's a bang average player for me, and I have to give him a 5. I want him gone as soon as possible. Think about what we can do with 40 million. You're talking about Thomas Partey for 48 million. He's double the player that Xhaka is. So, and it's not that I hate him. Again, I'm being fair off of what I've seen of him playing for 5 years for Arsenal, you know?
Listen, I actually, let me explain something to you guys. I like Thomas Partey, but I honestly think Arsenal shouldn't be looking at Thomas Partey because he doesn't fit our age that we're looking for. He's the end he's already the finished product. And by the time the rest of our squad gets to an age where we can challenge with the players that we have, he's going to be in his early 30s, where he's going to be past his best. I think if we're going to go for somebody, we should go for like a 23-year-old, 24-year-old, like a Buendia at Norwich, and combine him with a Sangara from the French league, bring in 2 midfielders for the same price at the 44. And that would solve our attacking midfielding options with a Buendia, and that would solve our defensive midfield options with a Sangara. And that kind of combination of a signing would be more influential to me than just one Thomas Partey. But at the same time, if we do get a Thomas Partey in, I'll be happy, and I'll gladly take him. I'm not going to stick my nose up at him, but I'm thinking if we are trying to be smart and outsmart the market, like what's his name said, we have to sign young, cheap, and build for the future. And if we don't want them anymore, just sell them like a Guendouzi. But yeah, anyways, Xhaka, I give him a 7. Melvin?
How old is Thomas Partey? I mean, you missed out the most important point. How old is he?
I think right now he's 26, turning 27.
Right.
Yeah, he's still got 3 years.
He's still got 4 or 5 decent years in him, perhaps, if not even longer. If you're worried about winning the title again,
no, he's 27.
No, No, let me finish. We've got to sign 2-year-olds because it could be 20 years we don't get it right before we win a title again. So forget about worrying about the title. I think we need him in now. 26, he's got loads of football in front of him to make us a much, much better team for the coming years and build on that. Right, back to
Xhaka.
Xhaka, right. I'll give him just about give him a 5 on this performance today. He did some actually quite good things. I thought 2 or 3 decent things. But then again, any football that wears the Arsenal shirt should do at least 2 or 3 decent things. He gave the ball away. He ran across his own midfield with the ball, which is extra dangerous. How can he not know that is not the correct thing to do? He's so one-footed. It's unbelievable how one-footed he is. He goes down like a sack of potatoes. If anyone goes near him or past him, he's gone. The guy's gone because he can't turn. We know, listen, let's have got into it. We know what he's like, Xhaka. He's never going to improve on that front. You know, I think we've got a lot of injuries. We've got the poorest midfield, perhaps, or one of the poorest in the Premiership. And that's the only reason, in my opinion, he gets in the team. You would never get in a decent team, in my opinion. He, again, a very average performance, although he went slightly above that, but he, with his couple of good passes he did one great interception, but the only thing was he gave the ball away in the first place, so we level that one out. For me, no, not for me. He worries me every time he gets the ball or he's near it.
Listen, to me, Granit Xhaka, it could be our to me, Granit Xhaka divides opinion. Maybe doesn't even divide opinion. Maybe just everyone just thinks he's garbage. But I will tell you this: Granit Xhaka, if he's still at the club in like 3 years' time, and all the players that we want around him have been signed, if we can get a Thomas Partey, possibly a Grealish type signing, somebody around him with more mobility, he could end up becoming like a Henderson, because his passing, his work, everything that he does, I see the value in it, and I generally think if he were to just get some help, because our midfield doesn't provide him a lot of help. If he were to have more people to help him out, he would definitely maybe be one of those players where people in a couple years' time will say, I forgive him and I apologize for ever making fun of him, because he could become that good. Yes, it's a lot of ifs, ands, and maybes, but to me, I remember where Henderson was 3 years ago, and I feel like that's where Xhaka's relationship is with the Arsenal fans right now.
How old is Xhaka? How old is he?
Let me find out. I forget exactly how old he is.
27, is he?
Yeah, 27. And Henderson is a much better all-round player than Xhaka.
Yeah, he's 27, turning 28 in September.
Right, 27/28. If he hasn't got himself where he wants to be by now, forget it. He's not going to learn new tricks. Old dogs never do. He's not going to get any faster. That ain't going to happen. If you put him in a team which had 10 wonderful players around him, he'd be adequate. He will be the weakest link, but he'll get in the team, he'll do his thing, and it would be forgotten about. He's got 9 or 10 great players around him. Arsenal, but certainly the next few years, cannot afford to have Xhaka in the team because we've only got 2 or 3 decent players. We might put it up to 4 or 5, and that's where we are. So he is not only going to be the weakest link, he's going to bring everybody down.
Listen, Granit Xhaka will be not only our captain again, but everyone here will apologize to him when we in 3 years' time when we win a league title and he's a PFA Player of the Year candidate.
Let's make a bet, okay? And if I'm right, you owe me a ticket to a game, and if I'm wrong, we can figure something out, because I know I'm not going to be wrong.
Okay, but most likely you're going to also need a plane ticket to Emirates too.
Yeah, I'll sort that out. Don't worry.
Okay, guys, you say whatever you want to say, but my opinion is that we give Granit Xhaka too much grief, and he is more of a player that a manager would love to see than a fan. And a fan can see some things, but a manager will see more things on the field that we don't notice. And to me, he deserves more credit for what he's done. We don't forget, under Arteta, every game that he played 90 minutes, we haven't lost.
Irrelevant.
Okay.
That doesn't make any. What difference that make? It's irrelevant.
Okay.
It doesn't make no difference. You can't put that against. It's not. You've got to see it with your own eyes, not put on a bit of paper. He is not a good. I'll put it this way. I've got strong views about him, as you know, kid. I've been a season ticket holder for quite a few years. I said to my son in the West Ham game when I saw you coming out, if that guy is in the team next year, I'm not renewing my season ticket, and I'll stand by it. I don't need to pay money to sit there getting aggravated watching him. And that's what he does. It may be that I'm a bad football judge and perhaps he's the greatest thing this side of the Mississippi. But if I am, I'm wrong, it's my fault. But I don't think I am.
Melvin, you're definitely going to have to not renew your season ticket, because I'm telling you for a fact he will be here next season.
Take me money. Good.
He will definitely be here next season, 110%. Guys, I see guys' comments. Guys are going crazy. They're like, exactly, Melvin. 100% agree with Melvin. That is exactly what Henderson is. So CJ agrees with me, I guess. What do you call it? Xhaka Divi's what? Divided today. Got a good free kick. Referees was the worst man on the pitch. Some people slagging me off saying, I don't know what this means. What does that mean?
It's not good news, kid, all right?
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Okay, we're gonna move on. Let's talk about this guy right here, Pepe. Or do you want to leave him for last?
Well, I don't let this guy got his picture up. Let's go for it.
Okay, Pepe. To me, had a good game. Did a lot. He's not man of the match for me, but he also gets a high rating. He gets an 8. What about you guys?
Right, I'll give him 7. I thought he had a decent match. He was good. When I say good, he's better than he's normally played, which is a slightly different thing. He was okay today. 7. He looked like once he scored, he seemed to get a little bit more confident. He was coming inside a bit more, releasing the ball to people in better situations than him, which I thought was good. I mean, these things should happen anyway, but he was doing it a bit more today. So, and he got away with the one in the last minute because he got beat on the tackle, and that's how he scored. I don't think he meant that, but there we go. But no, he got 7. He was okay. 7. Not bad for him. Yeah. Okay.
Rafi, sorry that took so long. Shaka divides opinion so much that he basically put the pause on the podcast. 7s, 4s. Melvin, you gave him a 7, right?
Yeah, 7.
African Junior, what do you give Pepe?
Yeah, I would also give it Melvin and give him a 7, except he scored the penalty for me, so I'm giving him 8, tied man of the match with Tyranny. I think we need to give him a bit more credit. I mean, that was a tough penalty. Like I said, obviously injured, can't take the penalty. And he slotted that. I mean, that's what you ask from a star player, score in the big moments, and he did. So, yeah, and as Melvin said, I think over time in the last, maybe not over time, in the last 4 games specifically, actually in the last 3 games, he's been much, much better. And I think the system and the role that he's been playing is suiting him much better. And actually, I think Arteta is realizing that he needs to start and he needs to keep him on, because at any given moment in time, him and Aubameyang and Saka and Martinelli, these types of players, they just need one good chance usually, and they'll finish it. So yeah, he's a dangerous player, man. And people were laughing about us paying 72 million. And I mean, I think in the next 2-3 years, he's going to double in value. So I'm hoping that he can just keep pushing that foot on the gas and keep improving, because right now I'm pretty happy with him.
Okay, BJ. He's like, what do you call it? Every fan is entitled to his or her opinion, but stop playing devil advocate. Call shit when we have and see shit. Okay, I get it, you. But I don't think he's shit, so that's my opinion. Pepe purely
shit,
white
nice.
Scored a penalty. Okay, whatever. What else do we got? Pepe's going to be a baller next season. Next season, he's going to be unstoppable. This, that. I feel Pepe was wasted on the wing. What?
Correct. He's wasted on the wing. Correct. Should play inside. 100%.
Yeah, it's good when he comes inside. Yeah. He's more of an inside forward. He's not really one of those guys who stay on the touchline like a Saka.
I think he should play in Ozil's position, but he'll be different to Ozil because he'll be on the pitch.
Huh.
Yeah, Ozil, bro. Ozil will be doing this all day, you know? Ozil will just be under the umbrella.
Okay, is that right? He's not playing today. He hurt his wrist up and so I'm holding that umbrella. Is that right?
I don't know. I have no idea. Let's get into the other guy, Mr. Lacazette, the other umbrella guy, the umbrella crew they call him. Lacazette won us the penalty. He showed that he had a lot more work rate today. He tried a lot harder. It's the least that you could ask for from a player. What do you guys think about Lacazette's performance? What rating do you give him? I'm gonna start off. I'll give him a 6.
Yeah, I'm also giving him a 6. He definitely did more running. He definitely understands that his position is under threat by Nketiah, who scored a brilliant goal last game, and he just does so much running. So for me, I mean, before I used to really question why Nketiah was starting over Lacazette, but Lacazette hasn't brought anything to the team in the last few months. So I'm starting to, I guess, my love for him is starting to die down, unfortunately. So yeah, 6. I mean, he did a lot of running today, and he won the penalty. So he's contributed.
Let me just read some comments. Fitz gave him a 4. Raphael gave him a 5. CJ, yeah, Pepe was more dynamic version of Ozil, peak Ozil. Interesting. People are agreeing with you, Melvin. What else do we got? Lacazette was Lacazette. Trying to have a hard time. What?
Trying hard.
He's talking about Lacazette.
Oh yeah. What else do we got? Hurt his wrist, holding the umbrella. LOL. Melvin, people love your jokes. Okay. Oh, what? Someone's digging me out about Xhaka. We'll get back onto this. Xhaka is limited and is a liability. Kid is desperate for us to have more quality players than we actually have to do so. He's trash. He's a trash player. Interesting. Please offload Lacazette. Okay, Melvin. I prefer Eddie. Wow. I love how people are now bigging up Eddie.
Yeah.
You better job reading the comments. I'm trying, bro. My internet is bad today. I'm trying to read all the comments, but there's a lot of comments coming out, so it's not easy. Okay. What about yourself, Melvin? What do you think?
Well, years ago we had a dog, very good dog. He was a great runner, but I wouldn't put him in an Arsenal shirt just because he did a lot of running. Lacazette. I like his attitude, but he just hasn't got it. He did take a bit of stick to that, I thought. They were nasty on him, but apart from that, he wasn't bringing the ball into play. He wasn't getting away from the defenders at all, looking for the ball. No, I don't think he's that. I'm just about giving him a 5, just about a 5. But you know, there's a lot of work to be done on him if he can actually improve. I'm not sure he can. I don't know. Hopefully, we haven't seen the best of him, but I fear we might have done.
Oh, okay. Actually, reading them all. Hey, buddy, man. Honestly, I find it hard sometimes because I just find it hard sometimes. Sorry about that. Anyways, I'm trying my best out here. Give me a break. What do you call it? We're gonna talk about Saka now, guys. Not Shaka, but Saka, the kid that every time he does a touch, people on the internet just start doing this. But yeah, what did you guys think about Saka today?
Yeah, for me, I think he's gassed out. I don't think he had a bad game, to be honest. I think people are a bit critical of him. He's played 4 games in a row, and he's played almost 90 minutes of every game. I mean, this guy's been running for days. He's probably run a marathon already, to be honest. So, I mean, we have to give him kind of a little bit of a break. It's not easy to play at 100% every game, considering that he actually has such a big impact on our team, right? So we can't expect him to have that impact on our team every single game. So I think he does need a little bit of a break. I don't think he had much of an impact today, but again, he's consistent, he's solid, he's dependable, he's a safe pair of hands for the manager, which is why you see Arteta playing him in many different positions. So yeah, he's a phenomenal player. Obviously, we've heard that he's potentially going to be signing a new contract, which I think is we're pretty lucky that he's going to do that, because if I were him, I'd be seeking opportunities in teams that are actually going to challenge for Europe in the next few years. But yeah, he's an academy boy and one of our best players. So for me, I'm going to give Saka a 6.
Yeah, he needs a rest, says gentleman over here, and I'd rest him at Norwich. And I'll play him against Wolves, he says. Someone else also says sell Aubameyang, sell Aubameyang also, not only just Lacazette, and play Saka there pretty much. What do you call it? Rafael Yaz going to give him first time. Yeah. What else is there? Saka was not his usual self. That is true. Saka was not his usual self. Melvin, give me some energy. What do you think? Saka. What do you think
Right,
about
Saka,
the kid?
I give him a 6. It's a shame, really, because he's made his own rod for his own back, because his performances this season have been very, very, very good, a high standard. And normally, if you get anyone else playing like he did today, they'd probably get a 7. But because we expect so much of him, he's so consistent that he's dropped off today. He might be fatigued, probably is. But, you've got to mark him down. Don't worry about the other games. Mark him down on today's performance. He didn't get the ball as much. He didn't do as much with it. But he's still a class player, he looks. He's great to have in the team. If we don't tie him down to keep him, then I think it'll be a bigger blow than Aubameyang to where we're going as a football club in the future. I really mean that. No, I mean, you've got to remember that in all due respect, who was he playing with? When he got the ball, there was no run. Again, no one running in positions. There was no one ahead of him, if you like. One player at the part to give the ball to, Lacazette. There was no one running through past the midfield, past the forwards as well. Any midfielders running past the forwards to give it to him. So, yeah, he didn't have a great game, but I'm going to give him a lot of slack because he deserves it.
Okay. What else is there? 1 second. Let me just remember. So, Holding came on. What did you guys think about Holding?
Are we doing the subs now, yeah?
Yeah, we're going to do the subs quickly. What did you guys think about Holding?
Holding, I'll do it quickly. I'll give him. I know he's only on for not that long. I'll give him 7 out of 10 because I thought his heading ability made a big difference in the air for us when he came on. So I'm giving him a 7. He won everything in the air. He did all right in the deck. First couple of passes were so poor, but luckily they went out for throw-ons. I thought that other than that, terrific. He needs to get a bit of confidence because he's well lacking in that after that horrific injury. And when he came back after injury, he had a couple of mare games. Really bad games, but hopefully he get his confidence and he might get up to the level that he was before he got injured. So, and on today's game, as I say, 7, fine.
Okay. Mr. Bungle said, smash that like button, people. So, guys, smash that like button. You want some energy? I'll give you that energy. Let's go. Anyways, Socrates, we will not even discuss Socrates. I will give, since I gave Melvin Holding, I'm going to give you Eddie. What did you think about Eddie, African Gooner?
Eddie. Dude, it's actually crazy because I really didn't rate this kid like a few months ago. And I'll be honest, I mean, I wasn't his obviously biggest fan, but like, because Lacazette isn't performing, I'm able to see the things that Eddie is bringing to the team that Lacazette isn't, right? And yeah, I mean, for me, he does the running, he tracks back, he gives his 100%. He needs to improve on his decision-making and his touch sometimes. I think Joe Willock also struggles with that for me. But yeah, for me, I mean, I have to give, he didn't have much time, but I have to give him a 6. I mean, he didn't do anything wrong again, just full of running. And I love it. He plays for the badge, which is all I ask for. Give 110%.
Okay, guys, what is your rating for Eddie, guys? Give me your Eddie ratings. Sorry, guys, I'm struggling. My internet's messed up today. I don't know what's going on. Lack of confidence from Holding. Holding was struggling. Lacazette lacks confidence. Oh, that's what he means. Alexander Lacazette lacks confidence. Yeah, man. I told you guys, these kids, my slogan. These kids are not always going to give a 7 out of 10 performances. There's going to be days where they don't perform well, but the academy, all the respect to all these academy players. We had 8 in the squad today. 5 played. 3 did not get off the sub bench. So respect to the academy, and this is the way where clubs that are run well, they use their academy. Maybe not this much, but this is really good for our future. And Melvin, I'm gonna give you the last substitute.
I want to do Eddie.
Okay, what do you think about Eddie?
Who are we talking about? Oh yeah, Eddie. I would give Eddie a 6. He could have got a 7 or 8 had he taken that chance right near the end. He fell over his own feet, I think, in the box, where he had a very good chance of scoring. I thought he linked. What I like about him, he does link up very well. He's not the type of guy you smash the ball up to and let him hold it up. It's the type of guy you push through channels and he'll put the ball through the channels for him to connect onto. No, I thought he linked up well with the rest of the team, which makes a change. Links up much better than Lacazette, I might say. So no, I'll give him a 6. Wasn't on for long. He did well. He could have done a lot better.
Okay, so yeah, Eddie, yeah, I think he does get a 6. But I like Eddie, and I think he needs to start against Norwich. Now, let's get into it.
Hold it, kid. Why should he start against Norwich? You know the reason.
Because
I gave you the clue the other night.
what about it? Lacazette?
No. He scored his first
Oh
two goals for us.
oh yeah.
Come on.
He came on and scored within 1 minute against Norwich that game in the League Cup. Yeah, and he won us the game in over. What was it? Extra time?
2-1 we won.
Yeah, 2-1. Okay, so let's talk about it. Here we go. Now it's the man of the hour, Dani Ceballos. Kim comes on, substitute in the 91st minute. This is why we love football. Guys, come on as a substitute. You don't expect him to pop up with a goal. He gets the ball. You're like, pass it. And then he just shoots and he scores. And you're like, woo, Ceballos. Anyways, Dani Ceballos, to me, just because he got the winner and he came on as a substitute, he has to get an 8 out of 10 for me. He has to get an 8 out of 10. He didn't do much, but in his small Arsenal career that he's had, this is one shining moment, and everyone can celebrate with him. Dani Ceballos won us the game. He put us into the semifinals, and to me, he gets an 8 out of 10. What do you guys give Dani Ceballos?
I'd give him for scoring the goal. Obviously, he took it well. Not just the shot, the way he used the defender was on the wrong foot, and he used that to get past him. Very intelligent. And stack it in the net. No, got to give him 7 out of 10. But I've heard he might be. It's only a rumor that he might be in hospital tonight.
What?
Because, yeah, there's rumours that he had a nosebleed when he got into the other half. So, so hopefully he'll be all right. But I think that's the fourth time since he's played for us this season that he's got into the opponent's half. So there we go, another record.
Melvin, you're hilarious. I thought you were serious. I was like, what happened to him? Anyways, Vegas Gooner says, good show, guys. We should sell Lacazette this summer. Well, value is still good. Xhaka is average. No more. What? No more, no less.
It's absolutely correct. Well done, that man.
Yeah, Vegas Gooner. JP, real one. What else is there? Hi, Mr. Bungle is the man in the comment section. Everyone is saying hi to him. Mr. Bungle is a legend. What do you think about Dani Ceballos, bro?
So to be honest, for me, I think the loan fee that we paid for to Madrid, he just paid that off. We got the value of our money in one flash moment of brilliance. I mean, honestly, right? I mean, scoring the goal that takes us to the semifinal, regardless if we get knocked out or not. I mean, he's contributed more than Denis Suarez or any of the other failed loanees that we've had over the last few years, even Kim Kallstrom, right? And I don't think that we should give him a new contract for next season. Another thing I wanted to mention is I don't think we would have ever seen Ozil score that goal if he was in that position. And obviously Ceballos was playing in Ozil's role when he came on. So it just shows that he's dynamic and that he has the talent. And I think if he was around better players in the midfield, star players like Man City's or even United's. I mean, think about Dani Ceballos playing with Pogba and Bruno Fernandes. I mean, I think it automatically make him a better player. So yeah, I mean, what a beautiful boy, right? Scores the winner for us. To be honest, I was watching the game with my dad, and it was the 85th minute, and obviously my dad was like, it's coming, and they scored, obviously, and I was really, really disappointed. I actually had £100 bet on this game, and I was just like, regretting why I haven't learned my lesson in terms of betting on Arsenal, because Arsenal is definitely not a horse that you want to bet on ever in life. And yeah, he comes and saves the day for me. So yeah, I'm really happy with him, and hopefully in the next few games that he has with us, he can actually go ahead and show us some of the brilliance that he has.
Champagne all round, African Ghana, yeah?
Sorry?
Champagne all round then tonight,
yeah. Champagne all round.
We'll raise a glass.
Raise a glass.
Right. We've done the whole thing now. Oh, your sound.
What about now?
That's
Yeah, we
it.
can hear you.
Now?
Yeah.
Okay. Dani Ceballos, are we keeping him? Yes or no?
No.
No.
No? Okay, so yeah, we've done the whole entire team. Guys in the comment section, thank you so much. It's been difficult to do the comments today because my internet's been trash. And honestly, if you already don't know, I have a reading comprehension issue. So please bear with me. What do you call it? It's been a great show. Thank you guys for all your help. African Gunner and Melvin, is there any closing remarks before we go?
Yeah, maybe from my end. Oh, go ahead, Melvin. Go ahead.
Hopefully we can keep the roll going and do beating Norwich on Wednesday night, because after that we have got a very, very tough run in. So we need to beat Norwich on Wednesday night.
Yeah, sure. My closing remarks would be, yes, I'm glad we got a victory tonight. It feels super good, especially the manner in which we won tonight. But let's not kid ourselves. We did get lucky. There were many times that obviously we could have lost this game. I mean, they had a lot of chances and they were quite unlucky with the offside goals. Easily one of those they could have been onside and scored. It wasn't a great performance, but at the end of the day, like I said, we're in such a rut that I don't really care about the performance. I just want to win. Whether it's a scrappy 1-0, whatever it is, whether it's a penalty, I just want to win. And yeah, I think we shouldn't get too carried away. As I said, I do think we're going to beat Norwich. But I think after that, I mean, in the Premier League, we still have obviously Liverpool, Tottenham, Wolves, Leicester, 4 games on the bounce, which I think is going to be very, very hard for us. And I think in terms of the semi-final, United, Chelsea, Leicester, Man City, I mean, whoever we get, we know it's going to be a tough match. So hopefully we can win the Europa League. I mean, we can win the FA Cup to get a place in the Europa League, because that's the only way I think we're going to get in. And I know some people say that we don't want to be in Europe next season, but I think in terms of finances, we need this money, and we also need Europe to attract players like Thomas Partey, because there's no way he's going to be coming to Arsenal and not playing in Europe. I mean, yeah, we can't be kidding ourselves. But great win, boys.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to end it off by saying, you guys know how I feel. After a win, I'm going to always go like this. And I'll end it in that. Anyways, have a good night, guys.
Cheers.
And hopefully we get a good team in the draw. Maybe Leicester or Newcastle can pull it off, and then we get one of them. But hopefully. Unlikely. Remember, tonight is going to be the draw of the remaining the final 4 after the 8 is done. So thanks everyone in the comment section. Big up to you guys, Melvin and African Gunner. Thanks for being on the show with me for 1 hour and 7 minutes. Respect to everybody. And if you guys haven't hit the like button yet, please go hit the like button. We do this for you guys. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. And thank you. Remember, subscribe if you hate Tottenham. Like Mr. Bungo said, subscribe if you hate Tottenham. Subscribe if you hate Tottenham. And you done know. I'm out.